I would highly recommend Haku Tours to everyone. When I return to Peru, I will definitely be contacting them again because they made our trip so much easier and relaxed. They gave us lovely drives to and from the airport. Also, our flight was delayed on the last day of our trip, and I am so grateful I reached out to Haku Tours again because they came to our rescue. Haku Tours found us a last-minute driver and also helped organize a hotel since our flight was delayed by a day. They helped ease our worries and made our last day in Peru stress-free. Not only does Haku Tours have super fun tours, but they also provide great drivers, which was such a big help for our trip. They have excellent communication and give exact details of who your driver will be and talk to you on the phone once picked up to make sure everything is good. Such kind and caring people, and can't wait to come back and book with Haku Tours again. Mil gracias. We had a 4-hour layover in Lima and decided to book a short tour to see what we could, and we were surprised at how productive our tour guide Christopher was. He was a native English speaker and put together a must-see tour for us that included the hilltop where we could see the whole city, Miraflores, Barranco, the old city center, and a local market where we stopped to buy some local food. Overall, Christopher knew our schedule and put together this itinerary for us to see the most in our short transit through Lima. It was completely worth coming out of the airport for the tour, and we very much appreciate Jimmy and Christopher for customizing this program, and even rebooking our tour to accommodate our cancelled flight. We are very satisfied, thank you. Cirilo picked me up from the airport to my hotel, and Juan took me from my hotel to the airport. Both drivers were friendly and efficient. It was easy to find Cirilo at the airport, and even though he didn't speak a lot of English, he went out of his way to make sure my trip was comfortable, including having the availability of WhatsApp support during my journey. Juan met me in my hotel on time, and we had a great chat in English during the 45-minute trip to the airport. Fantastic service from both drivers, and the cost was very reasonable. Definitely don't both with taxis in Lima when you have this kind of service. Highly recommended. I was in touch with Stefano from Haku Tours about my arrivals and departures. He did a terrific job keeping everything organized. I arrived in Lima first, then went to Cusco, then back to Lima before flying out of Peru. All 4 transfers were provided by Haku Tours. Each and every time I arrived, the driver was already waiting for me. During pickup from the hotel, to go to the airport, drivers arrived earlier than the appointed time. All the drivers were friendly, courteous, and professional. The rides were all smooth, and I felt very safe. Highly recommended for transfers in Lima. I booked literally last minute before I hopped on an overnight flight. I sent a message with my flight details even though they were closed and their open time was after I landed. I provided them with my flight information. Before I even made it to passport control, I got a call assuring me someone would be there for me, and followed up with WhatsApp messages with where my driver would be waiting. The driver was dressed professionally, had a lovely 80s rock and pop radio station, and was great. I'd book again and again and again. I received communication from another person prior to the flight providing instructions on where to meet, etc. But later on things change, minor, such as meeting inside or outside the airport. Not a big deal since it was easily resolved. You will get the number of the actual driver and you can communicate via WhatsApp. I rode on a regular taxi and no problem with that, it still got me to where I needed to go. I will use this service again since I like to be prepared and not deal with finding a taxi when I arrive.